Tom Ford Oud Wood is a very classy oud fragrance that everybody seems to love. This right here. Love wearing it, find it to be very classy and easy to wear for a oud. But Estee Lauder decided to launch Tom Ford Oud Wood Intense. This right here. Is it as good as the original? We're gonna find out. All coming right up. Thanks so much for tuning in. This is Sebastian with Smelling Great Fragrance Reviews. If this is your first time on this channel and or you've been watching videos here and still haven't subscribed, please click the subscribe button below and click the bell icon so you'll be notified for future videos and giveaways. I'm a big fan of Oud Wood. I absolutely love this one. It's a very, very easy to wear oud fragrance. If you are turned off by oud fragrances, this is one to try. This is kind of like your jumpstart to the oud craze, if you get into the oud craze, because this is, as I said, very easy to wear and your stepping stone to go into the more darker, probably a little funky, animalic kind of oud fragrances. But for easy to wear oud fragrances, Oud Wood is the king, but it is a little on the pricey side. So the Oud Wood, original Oud Wood was launched in 2007. It's considered an oriental woody fragrance. It's EDP or Eau de Parfum concentration. The perfumer on this one is Richard Herpen. If you remember, Ashley and I just did a video about Precious Liquid, the 3D fragrances, and the perfumer behind those fragrances is Richard Herpen, and I think we mentioned Richard Herpen was the perfumer for those. Anyway, so he created this in 2007, and the pricing for this is a 50 ml for $230, 100 ml for $312, and 250 ml for $595. This is a 250 ml, so it's pricey, but if you do the math with the mils versus the price, you'll see that it kind of works out to be inexpensive or less expensive if you go with the large size. So for notes in Oud Wood, you've got oud, of course, Brazilian rosewood, sandalwood, cardamom, vanilla, Sichuan pepper, vetiver, tonka bean, and amber. Now, this was also recently featured in my top 20 fall and winter fragrances video from the designer's private and exclusive collections fragrances. I find it to be like the perfect scent for fall. I just think it smells great for a fall fragrance. Now let's talk about the new version of Oud Wood, and that is Oud Wood Intense. Now this came out a few months ago, 2017 launch. It's EDP concentration. No perfumer information is available. This, for the 50 ml like this, retails for $310. And the 250 ml bottle like this is $804. So this falls into the higher price category, whereas you have 100 ml of the Oud Wood for $312, but you have the 50 ml of the Oud Wood Intense for $310. So the pricing is a bit off, but more expensive. I guess this is the more expensive line with this more kind of like silver-plated label. But for notes here, you've got castoreum, oud, angelica, ginger, cypress, and juniper. Different notes, as you can tell from the Oud Wood and the Oud Wood Intense, and you can totally tell the difference between these scents. They are nothing alike to me. They are completely different. This is a complete new take on Oud Wood, and I don't even know if they should have called it Oud Wood Intense, because I don't smell anything similar to Oud Wood. It is oudy, but it's also animalic. Keep that castoreum in mind, and castoreum is the beaver, so they are using the animalic private parts of the castoreum here, and I'm sure it's the synthetic version, not necessarily the real castoreum. So let's spray both of these. I have my Tom Ford in the little atomizer. I mean, I already know how these are. I've tested them out, and I absolutely love Oud Wood. But Oud Wood Intense, I'm a little not sure about. And I'll tell you information about both of these. So Oud Wood is classy all the way, very, very easy to wear. The cardamom note is pretty big here. The vetiver and the tonka bean are pretty big, but just a classy overall fragrance to wear. And I find it to be kind of on the light side. So if you want something long lasting, it's definitely not gonna be Oud Wood. But as far as scent goes, it's very, very good. I love this scent. I actually find this one to be almost like a Creed-like scent. Not necessarily their oud, of course, but something about the lightness of this fragrance kind of reminds me like it could be in a Creed bottle, if that makes sense. But I'm not saying it should be. I'm just saying if you're at all a fan of Creed type fragrances, you might want to check out Oud Wood if you have not checked it out yet. So it's a great scent. I love it. It's just very, very easy to wear, class all the way. Now with Oud Wood Intense, it's completely different, as I said, just very, very rough. It kind of smells very rough. It smells leathery, and I think that's coming from either the oud or the castoreum, because no leather is listed there, and it also doesn't have the woody note of sandalwood where it gives it that kind of a creamy vibe. Here it's a little more dusty. So everything that they put together kind of comes off leathery, animalic, oudy, and a little bit dusty. But if you've been always like concerned about the the performance of the original Oud Wood, you can get better performance with Oud Wood Intense, because I find it to be a lot longer lasting than original Oud Wood. But you've got to like a little bit of that animalic touch. I like both of these fragrances, but I don't find Oud Wood Intense to be classy. I just find it to be kind of like a different take on, like a oud, whereas it's got a little more of a Middle Eastern vibe to the oud smell here, especially since they've added that castoreum note, which gives it that little animalic touch to it. I still really love Oud Wood. I think I just find that to be much easier, much classier, and it's been around for a good 10 years, 2007. So I guess since it was around for since 2007, 10 years, they decided to go ahead and launch the flanker of it. I don't think it should have been called Oud Wood Intense. I think it's a complete different oud fragrance, and they're capitalizing, again, this always happens, they capitalize on the popular fragrance and they create something that they want to target the fans of the original Oud Wood, and they say, okay, this is more intense, and where you might be like so used to Oud Wood and you put your nose on Oud Wood Intense and you go, wow, this doesn't smell anything like Oud Wood Intense. This is a complete new fragrance on its own. So that's the disappointing part about it. Also, the price is pretty high. 50 ml bottle for $310 is pretty high, and of course the 250 ml bottle is $804, and this is in the same price range as the fucking Fabulous. So they have a 50 ml for that one for $310, and of course 250 ml bottle of fucking Fabulous for $804. So it's the same price range. The more expensive private blend collection of fragrances. The one I really like in this lineup is the Neroli Portofino Forte, which is really, really a gorgeous, gorgeous freshie with long-lasting performance, which I absolutely love, but still very, very pricey. I just don't know if I can spend $310 for a 50 ml of Neroli Portofino Forte, but that smell is just gorgeous. But going back to this, I would suggest you try them out and compare them, because you might like that little animalic touch to it, more leathery. It's animalic, but it's got that more leathery kind of a touch to it, so it's a little different take. I mean, it's definitely a different take on Oud Wood, but both are great. Still, my preference is Oud Wood. I absolutely think it's a gorgeous, gorgeous scent, and everybody should experience this one. And if you're the type of person that's just getting into niche or niche quality fragrances, and you kind of want to stick to the designers, and you go, okay, I want to try an oud from a designer's private or exclusive lineup, this is the one I think everybody should go with. It's excellent, and it's got Tom Ford class written all over it. It's just really lovely. This is probably, to me, one of his top 5 most popular fragrances, at least to me. Oud Wood, Noir de Noir, Tuscan Leather, Tobacco Vanille, and maybe perhaps Neroli Portofino are the 5 most popular fragrances in the private blend collection. But that's just to me. I'm sure there were others in the past that have come and gone, but this happens to be my favorite, one of my favorites. It's up there. Just the performance issues is one thing that people complain about, and but if you get past that, you take a little atomizer with you of the fragrance, you can replenish throughout the day and smell great, because I just find it to be a very, very classy fragrance. But now, if you wanted the more intense version, give it a try. Maybe you might like it. I just don't know how long this will be around. Maybe it's limited edition. Who knows? These bottles are always like limited. They're not. Although, the Neroli Portofino seems to be around, and it's been here since 1.5 years now almost. So I don't know how long it'll be here, but give it a try. You might like it if you like that Middle Eastern, Oriental kind of more slightly funky, dirty kind of oud fragrance. But don't think they're going to be anything alike. They're completely different to me. Anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts on Oud Wood and Oud Wood Intense. Are you a fan of Oud Wood? Are you a fan of Oud Wood Intense? Have you tried Oud Wood? Have you tried Oud Wood Intense? Let me know what you think. Also, what are your thoughts about the similarities and the differences between the two? Have you tried them? Have you compared them? Let me know so we can get a conversation started. Also, please like this video, please share it. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and I'll be back with more videos very soon. Have a good one. Goodbye.